All right, so people have at this point understood that, um, there was a story in my family. I was dating someone and hadn't yet settled down, and we broke up, and he was with the Ren Fair and already grew up a certain way with science and webcamming. And there were things that my family hadn't yet told me about, such as that the men already knew about things and things were different. And it was just like that. And it could be for the individual and also the age of the culture, because that changed and it was changing as all that was going on. And maybe a different way that we're raising people, obviously, because we're now doing things totally different. And my family teamed my ex and they all ostracized me and got my friends to help and have been bullying me and human trafficking me for, well, since I got bullied so much I got ran out when my loan payment came in late, because I had been moving around to avoid bullying, actually. Um, so my budget was messed up and I had to be out on hipping around for like a month, and they just kept at it. And I mean, they bullied me out of my unemployment. I've just like, they've been dominating my life since I met that guy, since we broke up. And that was only a couple of years. So like since 2011, my whole life's been turned upside down and shitty. And my family teamed him. I wanted to go the permaculture route and teaching and tutoring and following along with webcamming and turning it into art and creativity and like really healthy stuff, because I was in a naturopathic medicine and stuff. And since I met him at 25, when I was about ready to settle down, and we broke up when I was 27, you know, and my family pretty much ditched me at that point. And now it's like almost a dozen years later, and they have even gotten to the point that they bullied and abused me and took over my life and have been using me as a martyr, symbolic whatever, and really took control of my life. Like I did not grow up like this. I did not, like, I would have evolved with the culture a lot differently had there not been aggressive male dominance in my life and people trying to abuse me or completely, not even just cut off ties, but abuse me and not even be learning how to keep space in a respectable way. And they have used that to become rich, and so have a lot of people, and learned how to be masters of cultural influence. And they haven't dropped a role play. They're fucking cruel and mean, and they have hurt me physically. Like, I'm not exactly sure, like, their whole standpoint and view, but at this point I need to have space from them. And I think that if anyone's been watching the videos and following along, they understand that, like, people might understand how they use the global opioid thing to manipulate people into taking sides and helping them, and friends leaving them alone and stuff like that. And there's fear dynamics with how they've been following our story with the movies and like showing us how they do propaganda. And I definitely think that me accidentally disappearing one day, like if they start, they were doing global opioid stuff, like maybe they were heavy with some drug dealers and stuff like that. I mean, they threaten people, and it's just not cool. But the fact that we have like the president and all these leaders thinking it's like a baby girl thing where they're just trying to toughen me up and show me how to survive and make a pretty picture story for their family as for their come up from pauper to riches or whatever, pauper to prince. And I think people figured out that like I'm it doesn't matter, you know, like, oh, my family, they're gangsters, but I want out, right? And I don't want it to be like, no one wants it to be like a thing where it's like a shootout. She just got married and drama movies. I mean, they really do think of it as movies, but I'm like, you stab me, I bleed, or you hit me, I might bruise, I might cry, you know, like it might hurt. So, I think that everyone wants to just make this a movie and like follow along with the whole cultural thing and keep working towards positive influence of cultural change, because there has been some positive things, and just transition it out of like war zone stuff and for our family. Like the safest way to do this is to coordinate like a social following of anti-bullying and like people that don't mind hanging out and like being like, hey, do you need any support today? And like making sure you do that, like contacting people and looking for a safe place to go. And you know, like I would like to do it to where I'm just going to a shelter and then how like finding a way to make money and, you know, paying for rent somewhere and da 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 da. However, if I do it that way, I have no way to make friends and maintain safe people that are with me all of the time. And that's not going to work because they will have people continue to follow me. And because of the new world and everything, like there's only, you know, so many ways I can do it. And like it seems like the social following of anti-bullying and like insisting that we create change or positively influence while we help this one girl out of a bad situation is like by far the easiest, simplest way to start. And I think that if I'm like actually bothering a bunch of people and telling them my story and saying, hey, start following along with this like webcam reality TV show type whatever, you know, or be my friend, nonchalant friend, or like sometimes, you know, it would be, can I call you or whatever? It would be cool if people like, you know, volunteer just to be positive, like don't mind hovering or like saying hi or like walking it into my Facebooks or the YouTube or going by my family. And, you know, they're not violent to other people. They have very clearly stated that like they want other people to like them. And so if other people have a problem with something, they will like hightail it the fuck out of there. But they will also tell people to like leave them alone. In which case, like, you would want to come over by me. Because like I really need a positive influence to like get the social environment to one where we can resolve things or just protest bullying and help me find a safe route out of the situation. Because they've already done their wheeling and dealing in their movies and their global opioid gameplay and stuff like that. It's just that like we have to like call bullshit on the whole it being dangerous thing and as best we can, and think of like how you would help someone. Like how would you feel, how would you empower yourself to feel empowered to help someone, knowing that you know nothing about their family background, you don't know what's real, you don't know what's a lie or anything. You know, just the same as somebody would save someone from a creepo in a webcam room. You know, like, you know, it's safety in numbers, really. Like, and that's where Safe Camp Network and developing like safer societal structure stuff and you know, getting groups together and maybe just people who've been aware and have watched the videos will be like maybe inspired to be a part of protests, or like just calling a bunch of people and being like, yeah, so everyone just start asking them like, do you guys want to have a conversation about how to resolve this? Are you guys like done being bullies? Like, obviously that's people trying to tell you they don't approve. Like, you've already done your wheeling and dealing on my life. I'd like to leave now. Like, is that intimidating enough for you guys to be nice and be supportive? But there is discussions that need to be had. And I definitely do need like a safe network of friendly people to where I can go and look for places where people might be able to host me, or I might be able to rent near people if I'm able to get those logistics and resources. And but people that would say, hey, get off my property, get off her property, stop sharing her body, leave her the fuck alone. Like, we shouldn't really be having to fight like that, and it shouldn't really go like that like a lot. But like an anti-bullying, like sticking up for someone thing, but like there should be discussions like I should be able to have with my family and my ex-boyfriend about, or my family, since they're really the ones directing things now, to figure out like what can be done easily to resolve the situation and remove myself from whatever political thing. Because I definitely feel like, if I had a lot more supportive environment, I could coordinate things and like blog about things and tell WikiLeaks some things, like tell people like what I have learned from the situation that seems like it would be beneficial for the culture. And they're just having enough people around that are like for me and like for a hippie movement of anti-bullying. They might start showing people if they've got like some movie of their own. They've been with movie people, they've been famous people. They had Syria jump ship right when I was going to go file a restraining order. So like they could have like, well, you guys argued us really good today, so Ukraine and Russia are trucing it for a little while, and like that kind of stuff can happen. So if people could just like, if you've watched these videos and followed along, even through like some of it that might have been boring, if you guys can like do a few things to safeguard and like create a positive environment, that'd be great. So like, if you guys can police report and FBI tips, mostly FBI tips, what you would like from the videos, and your name, like in association with our names, if you catch those on the internet, and then, or just the political thing, and that sort of thing, that can safeguard. And also your local thing, be like, I ran into some online bullies and they may have found my location and threatened me, or whatever, stuff like that. That's like common global opioid reporting. During that time, global opioid stuff that, some people know a lot about that kind of reporting, some people don't. But like, if you make something up that's somewhat believable to police and report it, things like that. And a lot of people doing that just for having watched the videos is a big deal. And that definitely safeguards people in this situation, like safeguards them a lot, and you're just like planning on doing things in a group as like something that even the dominance, aggressive male dominance, or the villain, they're all supporting this sort of group effort. So like, if you see the videos doing some sort of reporting FBI tips in your local area, and then also like letting friends that are safe people for you know about the videos. They can watch the videos, whatever, but they're safe. You don't have to like try and segregate them to keep them as your safe group, like letting people know so that they can help maintain a positive environment for you. And if you're into being friends, letting people know that you think could be one of my friends, or like social positive environment people for an anti-bully movement. And they might want to, be shakers and movers towards positivity, and then perpetuate that kind of positivity and be like, hey, all, we're trying to do like an anti-bully thing now in the subculture. This human trafficking victim that's been struggling with being abused for a while is doing a plea for help, trying to tell you her drama, and asking you guys to surround yourself with positive people, send out positive energy, and be ready and actively in your own environment, positively supporting anti-bullying and supporting each other to maintain a safe environment, helping each other get out of like any sort of negative, and not perpetuating that. And if you could attract more people like that and more positivity like that, that'll make it easier for me to access that kind of positivity and find positive people to surround myself with as well. So if you could do that at home, then, that's like a small step forward for man. And that could really help the situation. And also reporting stuff. Like, take no shit, report stuff. Like, report this stuff, and your possible involvement, like a protest or something like that, but also like report in any weird behavior of aggressiveness that you might experience out in the world, and start to whether people notice or not, but like really start to like make that shift in your mind that you don't, if you are seeing that kind of stuff in your environment, because I don't know if everyone else does, but like, get it in your mind that like you can report this stuff and people might put an end to the meanness in the social environment, like it might slow it down. So trying to like anti-bully all environments and surround yourself with positivity, and like practice like, no bullying me in like the service industry. Sorry, I'll quietly report and maybe that'll come back at you, but maybe not. And I'm gonna make sure that I go to nicer places, and let that be known, like just the surrounding yourselves with positivity is a good one. Anyway, thanks for watching, and that's what I got for now. Thanks.